Hi, I'm Alan Lee, the host for today's cooking demonstration at Chinese Cultural Center of Greater Toronto. We are very fortunate and happy to have Chef Frankie Young, a renowned Chinese Chiu-Chow cuisine chef in Toronto, to cook for us today. To give you a bit of background, Chef Frankie Young has over 50 years of experience in Cantonese and Chiu-Chow cuisines. He is also an expert in food carving. He has given cooking demonstrations on TV, radio, and internet. Without further ado, let's find out what Chef Frankie will cook for us today. Hello, Chef Frankie. 今日你同我哋準備整乜嘢食咧？
今日我哋整呢個咧係叫菊花石榴球。
菊花石榴球，哇個名就好 fancy， 好好聽啦。我諗下點樣幫你譯做英文啊？菊花石榴球，咁不如我哋就叫做 Chrysanthemum Treasure Pocket。哦 ，OK，
都好靚個名。
係，多謝。咁或者你可以同我哋講個材料係乜嘢？
好啦，嗱，我哋今日咧呢個菜式咧個材料咧，我哋係用咗咩咧？我哋係用咗沙葛，
係
嚇，有蝦粒嗱，個蝦粒咧同埋個雞粒同埋嗰個帶子粒咧，我哋都係飛過水嘅。
OK，
嚇，咁呢個咧就係中國人嘅冬菇啦。係嚇，咁啊呢啲綠色嘅咧，查實唔係葱嚟嘅，係中芹，係中國人嘅芹菜。
哦 ，OK。So the ingredients today are as follows: shrimp, chicken, scallop, Chinese mushroom, Chinese celery, and the last but not least, I'm trying to see like how to translate that. In Chinese, it's called 沙葛, but I try to Google and try to find the English name for that, but unfortunately I couldn't. But Chef Frankie told me before that you can also replace it with water chestnut, which is matai. Okay, and for the shrimp, chicken, and scallop, he just like before. I don't know whether you watched last cooking demonstration. He blanched them first. So he blanched the shrimp, the chicken, and the scallop first. Okay. 咁我而家就話咗俾人聽咧。呢一個你頭先我提過咧，就係個沙葛咧，係我可以用沙葛，亦都可以用馬蹄。係啊，係啊，係啦。咁我都見到你全部嘢切到好細粒喎。係，因為我哋一陣要包。咁嗱，我哋咧落嚟咧，我哋就介紹一啲調味料啦。好啊。調味料我哋有呢個胡椒粉，跟住有鹽味糖。咁咧呢度咧就有少少嘅魚子嚟嘅。係。咁嗱，我哋呢度咧就有2隻雞蛋啦，係蛋漿啦。咁呢個係麵粉漿嚟嘅。麵粉漿。咁呢個咧係生粉，開咗少生粉水。咁呢一個咧係麵包糠。麵包糠 ，OK。係材料就係咁多啦。係，咁呢一個咧，呢個叫咩張？嗱，呢個點解我要包住佢咧？因為呢個咧就係春卷皮嚟嘅。哦，春卷皮。因為如果春卷皮咧一變咗風咧，佢就會硬。哦。所以一陣我哋先至打開佢。OK， 明白。Okay, so the seasoning is this time is a lot more. So we have we have white pepper powder, salt, sugar, chicken powder, fish roe, and then tapioca starch mixed with water, and then egg, and then the other beige color sitting in the bowl. That one is flour paste. So basically just regular flour, all-purpose flour mixed with water. And then on here we also have breadcrumbs, and then sitting on this plate with 2 brushes sitting on top. This one is actually spring roll wrap. So the reason why he is using the cling wrap to wrap around the spring roll wrap is because if the spring roll wrap is exposed to air for too long, it will dry up. So that is a good way to keep it fresh. Looks like step number 1, Frankie is going to stir fry the ingredients. 好啦，嗱，我哋開頭咧，我哋就落好少嘅油落去啦。Okay, just a little bit of oil, as you can see. Just a little bit of oil. 我哋將個鑊咧啷一啷佢。好啦，嗱，我哋首先咧
就落咗啲沙葛落去先。
Okay, we add the 沙葛 first.
咁我哋沙葛落完咧，我哋可以落埋啲中芹啦。
And then the Chinese celery. 等我問下Chef Frankie 嘅，如果我唔用中芹，用西芹得唔得咧？
都可以嘅，不過你要刨咗啲根佢。
哦 ，OK. We get a stamp of approval from Chef that we can replace Chinese celery with the regular celery, but you have to peel off the outer shell because the outer shell usually there's a lot of fiber. It's not as tender or soft.
好啦，落嚟咧，咁我哋就倒埋嗰啲冬菇落去啦。
Okay, now we add the mushroom. Or even the ingredients, we have to add them step by step.
嗱，我哋就落埋啲雞粒落去。
The chicken, the chicken that has already been blanched.
嗱，點解我哋嗰個蝦同埋帶子我哋係唔落住咧？因為本身嚟講咧，蝦同埋帶子如果熟過頭咧就唔好食噶啦。
Oh, okay. The reason why we add shrimp and scallop last is because if shrimps and scallops are overcooked, they don't taste good. Now I learned something.
好啦，而家我哋咧最後咧就落埋嗰啲蝦啦、帶子啦。
So now he's adding the last two ingredients.
好啦，喺呢個時候咧，我哋就加啲味落去咯喎。
Okay, and then we're gonna season them.
加少糖啦，
A little bit of sugar,
鹽啦，
a little bit of salt,
嗱，少雞粉，我哋呢度。
a little bit of chicken powder,
好，嗱，再落少胡椒粉啦。
and a bit of white pepper powder.
好啦，喺呢個時候咧，我哋炒一炒佢，等佢香嗰啲香味咧會上咗嚟嘅。
Okay, so and now you stir fry it with basically we're using high heat. This is the idea. The purpose is to get the aroma out.
嗱，咁我哋嗱呢個時候咧，我哋落少水先。
Well, we add a
呢
bit
個
of
係水
water.
嚟嘅，呢個淨係水嘅啫。
It's just water.
嗱，但係咧水咧最主要咧就唔可以落得太多，
係，
因為咧佢本身嚟講咧太濕咧，佢一陣咧包起上好容易穿啊。
Okay, tip number 2, don't add too much water because if you add too much water, it may be too wet. When it's too wet, later on, when we put the stuffing in the wonton wrap, the wonton wrap may break. So just make sure that don't add too much water. As you can see, the water level is kind of just right. It is drying up. I don't see any water on the wok right now, so everything got evaporated.
嗱，而家你睇到咧，嗱，我哋係乾身嘅。
So see that it's very dry.
嗱，乾得嚟咧，但係咧，我哋咧亦都有少芡喺入邊包住。
係。So I noticed that Chef Frankie just turned off the heat. So now
嗱，我哋睇到啦。
Yep, and okay, because the water was kind of like pre-mixed with the potato starch, so you can see that there is the ingredients is a little bit gluey. I guess that will make it easier to do the stuffing later on. 係點我見到佢而家係有少少芡，點解要咁做咧？
嗱，我哋有少芡落咧，第一咧嗰啲材料先會滑，第二咧我哋包咗落去咧，喺啲入邊嗰度咧，你咬落去咧有少汁。就等於我哋小籠包一樣。
Wow. Okay. So now tip number 3 from Chef. Okay. So the reason why when he added water with the potato starch is that when reason number 1 is that all the ingredients will be very tender. Now reason number 2 is that later on when you bite into it, there will be a little bit of sauce or like a little bit of sauce. So when you bite into it, it will taste like the Chinese 小籠包. Okay, and it looks so good.
好啦，而家我哋咧就滗起佢，等佢凍咗咧，咁我哋就可以做啦。
Okay, so now he's going to scoop them up and wait for it to cool down, and then we'll do the wrap. The wonton wrap thing. Chef， 咁我哋下一步應該點做？
嗱，我哋首先咧講一講呢條中芹先啦。
OK。
嗱，咁呢條中芹咧，嗱我哋摘咗啲葉擺落去啲水嗰度淥一淥。咁淥嘅時候咧，大約咧我哋係2分鐘就得㗎啦，唔可以太耐嘅。嗱，咁我哋淥完上嚟咧，你睇到咧，嗱，我哋將佢咁樣打開佢。
係。
打開佢之後咧，嗱你睇到咧有一條條嘅，
係
嗱我哋搣咗佢，咁咧就等於
好似條繩咁樣，
好似條繩咁啦。
哼，
咁呢度咧，我哋咧因為中芹咧係好香嘅，
係
我哋一陣包咗咧落去做一個餸菜咧，咁佢就會好香噶啦。嗱好啦，嗱我哋將佢搣咗之後，我哋擺喺呢度啦。
係
係咁樣。
Okay, so wow, this is a pretty challenging step. Okay, so first of all, he was using the Chinese celery, and what he did with it was he blanched it for about 2 to 3 minutes. You don't overcook it. After you blanch it, you open it. When you open it up, you can basically tear each thread just like this, and it will become a rope. So later on, he's going to use this to tie the wrap, tie it up. Okay, so you can see that there are many ropes in here. So these are all Chinese celery. I have a question for chef. Chef 我想問咧，如果我唔用中芹嘅話，或者買唔到中芹，我有啲咩可以？我可唔可以用葱咧？
嗱，我可以用韭菜，
可以用韭菜，
可以用葱，
可以用係。
但係我哋要留意咧，就係葱同韭菜咧，我哋咧都煎唔到佢咁油，咁佢又粗啲，我哋可以淨係搣開兩個咁樣。
Oh, okay. So chef suggested that we can either use green onion or chive. So, but however, there's a drawback with those because Chinese green onion and chive, you cannot really make it that thin. So the look will be different. Okay, but I guess for some people, it will green onion and chive is easier to find in the supermarket. Okay, so 好啦，咁我哋而家整好晒呢啲啦。
好啦，嗱咁我哋咧就將嗰啲呢個係春卷皮啦。
OK， 嗱
我哋將佢春卷皮鋪咗喺個碟嗰度先。
係。So this is spring roll wrap, the regular one that you can buy in supermarket. 嗱
咁因為咧嗱我哋咧就將一啲春卷皮咧一塊細嘅係擺喺中間。哦。
Okay, so he's basically double layering the wrap. So you put a big one underneath, and then a small one, a smaller square, on top of the big one.
嗱，咁咧我哋就將佢先頭炒好個材料咧擺落去啦。
Okay, now we put the ingredients.
嗱，咁個材料咧，我哋擺落去嘅時候咧，我哋要留意咧。嗱，我哋本身嚟講咧，第一擺佢喺中間，係。第二咧，我哋咧就畢嘅材料嗰陣時咧，我哋要睇啦。嗱，譬如我哋畢嘅時候，有時呢個太多蝦啦，或者冇帶子啦，咁我哋就要留意啦。咁如果冇嘅時候咧，我哋就喺嗰個材料入邊揀翻一啲擺落去。
Okay, so as you can see, chef is doing such a good job that there is a bit of everything in the inside the ingredients. So when you start making this your own, just make sure that there's a bit of everything. Like there's shrimp, scallop, Chinese mushroom, a bit of everything. So that just make sure that all the ingredients are evenly distributed. Okay.
好啦，嗱，而家我哋開始包啦。嗱，我哋包嘅時候咧，我哋首先咧將佢折俾佢，跟住咧嗱，你睇到咧，嗱，我哋咁樣折埋。嗱，將佢咁樣，係嗱咁樣折埋，咁樣圓圈咁折。嗱，我哋折咗之後咧，去到嬲尾嗰陣時咧，嗱我哋折埋，折到嬲尾嗰陣時，我哋將佢擺喺隻手度，將呢隻手箍咗佢，將呢度掹出嚟，嗱你咁啦，一路箍到呢個位咧係一路細啲嘅。好啦，喺呢個時候咧，我哋咧就揸住條中芹啦。咁揸住條中芹咧，我哋有個辦法嘅。第一、第二隻手指揸住佢，跟住捲佢過嚟，嗱，縮起隻手，咁翹起，係，嗱，咁再翹過嚟，咁我哋咧就將佢打個棘落去。哇！嗱，咁呢個咧，其實嚟講咧，係好容易簡單去做嘅呢個動作。係。嗱，咁我哋將呢個多餘嘅我哋剪咗佢，剪咗佢之後咧，嗱，我哋將佢向下斜斜地，係， 邊就係向下斜斜地，咁咧就造成佢一朵花咁嘅現象啦。嗱咁啦，咁你炸起上嚟咧，佢就會好靚嘅。好啦，咁我哋通常咧我哋做咗個啦，我哋就係咁樣嘅。
Okay, so there's a trick, a technique to wrap it. Okay, so basically when you start wrapping it, you keep turning the wrap, and then after you wrap it, you kind of like keep squeezing the ingredients, all the stuffing into the wrap to make it tighter, and then you use the Chinese celery or green onion or chive to tie it. So I think chef has to do it one more time so that you can see better. Okay. Okay. So you keep folding the wrap. You can see that you keep folding it.
咁嘅時候咧，嗱攞咗上隻手度，將佢咁樣向前拉佢。
And then you pull all the extra wrap to one end. And you squeeze it a little bit. So now you feel that it's tight.
第一、第二隻手揸住。
Use the thumb and the second finger and tie it, and then you tie a knot.
咁我哋咧就打個結佢。
Well, I guess this process is it's easy to see, but it's hard to it's not easy to do. You have to practice. You trim the top, but you don't do a straight cut. Well, he's trying to make it look like a flower. That's why this dish is called chrysanthemum.
我哋咧就叫石榴啦，因為中國人嘅石榴咧就係咁嘅形狀㗎啦。
Chef also said that like this like the shape of this, not only it looks like a flower, it also looks like a guava. That's why in Chinese we call it like chrysanthemum, guava, treasure pocket. That's like a direct Chinese translation. Okay.
好啦，
好，呢個咁我哋下一步應該係點做咧？
嗱，我哋而家落嚟咧包好晒啦。咁包好晒咧，我哋剪好咗咯喎，又剪好咗，我哋點做咧？嗱，我哋將佢揸住，係，跟住咧我哋擺落啲蛋嗰度先。
You dip it in the egg.
嗱，但係咧我哋上高係冇嘅。
Okay, so pay attention. The egg only it does you don't really dip the whole thing. You only dip about like half of it.
好啦，跟住我哋擺落啲麵粉漿嗰度。
And then you dip it into the premix, the flour paste.
好啦，嗱，我哋又可以用個掃
or alternatively use a brush to brush the flour paste on the
嗱，跟住我哋就擺咗佢上嚟呢度
on the pockets。
嗱，我哋就擺咗佢上去嗰個麵包糠嗰度啦。
Okay。
嗱，咁我哋可以咁。
So basically you take an egg bath and then a flour bath, and then you put it on top of the breadcrumbs.
嗱，咁我哋擺嘅時候啦，我哋可以咁樣掃佢上去啦。係。
嗰個蛋係咪令到佢更加容易上漿？
嗱，有兩個好處嘅。係。你有蛋落去咧，佢會變金黃色。第一。第二咧，佢係會鬆脆好多嘅，亦都係會容易啲上一啲你個麵包糠咧係容易黐啲嘅。係。
Okay, I just asked chef why do we need to put egg on it, and he explained to me that by doing that, it will be easier to, number one, for the breadcrumb to stick to the wrap, and number two, when we deep fry it later, it will be crispier and it will look more golden, which yields a better color.
嗱，咁我哋當呢個情整好咗之後咧，咁我哋又要熱咗啲油佢咯。
Okay, so now is best time to preheat the oil, so to get ready for deep fry.
咁其實呢個咧，仲有一個特別之處咧，嗱，我知道咧，我哋如果唔用炸個形式咧，用 air fry 咧都係可以做到嘅。
Okay, now another tip from chef. Instead of doing deep fry, you can try to be healthier to do air fry. You can use an air fryer. 咁用chef， 如果用 air fryer 嘅話咧，係咪都係做翻一模一樣嘅過程咧？
但係咧，你一定要掃啲油喺個底嗰度。
Okay, so in case you want to use an air fryer, you have to you go through the same process, but you have to put some oil on underneath, like on the pocket. Okay, so see right now he's putting all the breadcrumbs on the wrap. So if you air fry, you also add oil.
嗱，我哋將嗰個麵包糠輕輕捏實喺個。
Okay, and then you squeeze it a little bit so that the breadcrumb will stay on the wrap. Okay, just get another tip from chef. If you happen to use an air fryer, an easier way is to use an oil spray. So you spray some oil on the breadcrumb. Okay, so you can try that.
嗱，因為我哋落咗蛋嘅緣故咧，同埋落咗有粉嘅緣故咧，佢而家上個麵包糠咧係好容易上嘅。
Okay, because of the egg and the flour paste, so the breadcrumb now is it's very easy for the breadcrumb to stick onto the wrap. Otherwise, it wouldn't stick.
喺呢個時間咧，嗱，我哋又可以將佢個形狀咧揸佢啦，即係比較係靚啲啦。係。
So now you can make the pocket better looking by giving it a gentle squeeze, just to make it a lot rounder.
落嚟咧，我哋咧就預啲油，跟住我哋嚟炸啦。
係咪 OK 嘅咧
？OK 嘅。
So chef just tested the oil. So it looks like the oil is hot enough because he dipped the chopstick in, and you can see there's a bit of bubble. Yeah, maybe a little bit longer. I see a tiny bit of bubbling. So when you see more bubbling, which means it's almost ready.
嗱，咁我哋咧可以用一個形式。嗱，你首先咧，你揸住咧，你可以試一試嗰啲油溫。嗱，你擺落去，嗱，佢咁咧就 OK 㗎啦。
哦 ，OK。So you can test it by dipping one into the oil when you can see that it started bubbling, which means the oil is hot enough. See, you do it gently and slowly.
喺呢個時候咧，我哋留意咧嗰個爐咧個油溫咧係唔可以俾佢太高嘅。
OK，
你係保持穩定嘅油溫。
Try to keep the oil temperature stable. Just make sure that it's not too hot. So for those of you who use a deep fryer at home, so you can set it as at say 350. Chef 我想問咧，如果你喺屋企用嗰啲 deep fryer 咧，我應該用幾多度炸咧？
嗱，因為每一個 deep fryer 咧都有唔同嘅度數。係。咁通常咧，我哋咧就係用去到150、180之間咁樣嘅。
Okay, so if you use a deep fryer at home, so you can set a temperature at somewhere between 150 to 180.
嗱，咁我哋咧，因為佢油咧我哋唔夠嘅時候咧，我哋要打側佢浸一浸啦。咁你睇到咧嗱，我哋先落嗰啲已經係金黃色咯喎，係咪？嗱，我哋已經係成個係嗱，你睇到咧，係咪？係。咁係嘛？我哋最主要咧嗱，個面頭咧呢啲都係要炸到佢係會脆嘅。係。咁點知為之好咧？得咧，就係佢又係嗱，你用嗰支筷子你撳落去，佢硬身嘅，係，佢就開始得㗎啦。Okay, so maybe like for those of you may ask, how long should we deep fry it? So chef said that you try to use a chopstick or a pair of tongs to touch the pocket or the wrap. When you feel that it is getting firmer, which means it's almost done. Well, because there's not a lot of oil in the fry pan today, so that's why he keep turning the ball or the pocket to make sure that the top part is sufficiently submerged or deep fried. 咁 我哋譬如好似呢個咧，我哋已經係咁，我哋而家咧嗱，譬如好似呢啲得嘅咧，我哋夾咗上其他勁油先。
So now it's just make sure you strain the oil before you plate them. Okay, that's why we put it on a side plate first.
我哋盡量咧都唔好炸到佢太黑啦。
係咪因為裏邊嗰材料咧已經全部係即係已經熟晒㗎啦？
係啦，係啦。
Okay, we don't need to deep fry for too long. Just to make deep fry it enough that the wrap becomes crispy. Because all the ingredients they were blanched and stir fried before, so they're all cooked. OK， 咁我哋而家下一步咧，我哋下一步應該點做咧？而家
嗱，譬如我哋擺咗隻碟啦，我而家今日咧用咗條金魚嚟做盤口啦。嗱，我哋停咗油，我哋將佢咁樣擺喺度。
OK, so after we strain all the oil, then we plate it. And I noticed that there are two very lively, amazing goldfishes sitting here. I'm sure that they're made of carrots. Let me ask the chef. Chef 啊，呢兩條金魚咧好靚啊，
係嘛？
係咪用紅蘿蔔挑㗎？
係啊，我哋通常都係用紅蘿蔔。嗱，咁你睇到咧，而家我哋欠缺乜嘢咧？就欠缺綠色啦。係嘛？咁我哋咧就將啲西蘭花換喺個邊嗰度。
OK。咁
啊，除咗有綠色之外咧，咁你呢個餸菜咧，炸嘅嘢咧有少少嘅菜蔬喺度拌咧，咁係會好啲嘅。
係。So now chef is adding broccoli to make it to make the dish more complete in terms of nutrition and also the appearance. So because it does look a lot nicer.
好啦，咁最後我哋係點咧？嗱，我哋將個魚子擺在中間。
Oh, now chef is adding fish roll on top of the pockets.
咁你魚子咧，其實咧我哋而家嚟講咧有好多種顏色嘅。係。咁你可以中意擺黑色嘅魚子又得，擺呢隻橙色又得，紅色又可以。係冇乜所謂。
Okay, so for the fish roll, today he is using the orange color one, but you can do whatever color you want. This step is purely optional. You can use whatever fish roll, or you can choose not to use it. But if you want it to look complete and amazing, then you add some fish roll.
好啦，咁我哋咧就將個碟抹乾淨佢啦。係。抹乾淨咗之後咧，好啦。咁我哋就成咗今日我哋呢個叫做炸嘅菊花石榴球啦。係
，Okay, so wow, this is a gorgeous dish, like sitting right in front of me, and so again, the name of this dish is chrysanthemum treasure pocket. It is a really it looks amazing and. We got I'm sure that the broccoli has already been blanched by the chef before. Okay, now chef is going to show us the amateur way or the home-cooked way to plate it. So basically, just like before, a basket of a bowl of broccoli, turn it upside down, sitting right in the middle, and then you put all the treasure pockets surrounding it. Looks amazing again.
嗱，如果我哋喺屋企咧，咁我哋好簡單嘅咧，都可以令到個菜式係比較突出咗嘅。係，
哇，好靚啊 ！OK, so Frankie， 多謝晒，今日又介紹咗咁好、咁靚、咁精彩嘅石榴球俾我哋。係，咁就希望下次可以再見啦。我哋又再教你整另外一樣嘢啦。
下次我哋再教一啲潮州嘅嘢啦。
So thank you very much, Chef. That you taught us a very beautiful dish today, and I look forward to next time when you show us another dish. So it seems to me that Chef just mentioned that he will be showing us another Chūchō style dish next time. So I guess we look forward to it. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye.